What's up?
Aren't you doing it for the likes?
Nah, I ain't doing it for the likes.
Okay, hold up. So you doing it for the pussy?
Nah, I mean, yeah, no, I ain't doing it for that.
Okay, then what are you doing it for?
Man, I do it for the culture. I haven't been to Best Buy in so long. You know they're about to get rid of CDs?
Yeah, I saw Amoeba. Amoeba was, they had like a giant like blowout sale. And I was like, ooh, I need to go in there and try to get some CDs, some records.
I used to love buying CDs because then I used to like to read the book and see who wrote songs and produced songs.
And it was like a visual picture.
For sure.
Pictures, all that stuff visually is dope.
Who you think had the best album booklets? Like, I think Kanye always had really good ones on his albums.
Yeah,
like,
they were.
Because he does design and stuff like that. I know Chris Brown is really good too. Breezy's really good.
Jay always had good booklets.
Jay-Z?
Yeah.
Yeah, his booklets were cool.
I think the older he got, the more Kanye influence he got it was more artsy. But before when it was just like photographs of like him as a gangster, those were like pretty cool.
Facts. Yeah, what I liked about R&B albums was that you could read the lyrics to the songs. So like if you didn't know a word to the song, you could kind of see what it was. But they never did that on rap.
They did do it on rap.
Really? Rap's is too long. How could they?
They would do it more. Like, yeah.
Who had a rap album that had all the lyrics on it?
I feel like College Dropout had all the lyrics in it.
It did?
Yeah.
I love one that resonates with me when it comes to that is No Doubt. Gwen Stefani. When I first saw her Tragic Kingdom CD, my sister had it, and I remember that's how I discovered like her and just her style and her vibe and all that stuff.
Was that with the Don't Speak?
Yeah. Tragic Kingdom, like Spiderwebs, all that stuff. Yeah, no, I remember that's one visually that I remember being young and like going through my sister's CDs and like looking and seeing the pictures and just being like, yo, this girl is so tight. She got a chola vibe. She's like a white girl, and she's like, but she's out here rocking, looking tight. Like I was just, her style was just.
Brothers was definitely Hollywood. On Gwen Stefani,
and then her pictures were just beautiful, like in the thing. And that's one visually that I remember, which was Tragic Kingdom.
You know what's crazy? Gwen Stefani is the perfect blend of like so many different cultures. And it's never not once got called out for appropriation because you could tell there's like a respect in the way
it's
cool
her authentic self.
Yeah.
It's her authentic. She'll tell you. She'll interview you. I remember there was an interview. She was just like, hell yeah, man, I'm from Long Beach. She's like, I remember seeing the cholas. Like, I remember being raised with them and being all that stuff. Like, she's like, I love their like, and so she took it on. Like, I didn't, and me being Latina, I didn't, when I saw that there was no negative feeling towards I just thought that, and then she put a regard. She's like, hell yeah, man, I love that culture. Like, I love, she gave her respect, and she did it so seamlessly and really beautiful because she incorporated like old Hollywood to old Hollywood to that scene. And if you know anything about like Mexican American culture, that chola culture, like all that happened like in old Hollywood, like the 1940s, all that stuff. That's where we get. Era. That's where we get. Orale, that's where we get Haina, Ruka. That's
what about no is
more traditional.
What about Mira no Ma? She's teaching in Mexican. She's in Mexican.
But I'm saying it's something that was created. So I don't know if I just connected, but it's called Calo, like Haina, Ruka. That's all was created here in Los Angeles, and it's a dialect. It's a Mexican American dialect because we can go into that. But basically, she fused both beautifully, and like I never found it disrespectful, and she still rocks with it. She still rocks with it.
I don't know if you guys have noticed, but this is For the Culture podcast. We've been talking for a little bit, man. That was one of our guests for today. We actually got 2-for-1 special. To my left here is the very talented Lucena.
Yes.
I don't know your last name. You just do one name like Prince.
Can we roll that? Can we roll the Mars?
Let me see.
Herrera.
Lucena Herrera.
Do not choke on the R's.
All the way to my far right, man, is my boy, filmmaker, producer extraordinaire, Tarik Jackson, a.k.a. Brother Reek.
Brother Reek in the house. Bro.
And then also down to my close right is my co-host, Amarie Lee.
What up?
Yeah, man. So I want to say thank you both of y'all for joining me today.
Yes, sir.
Let's get into the shits. Black Panther. Wakanda.
Wakanda.
How we feeling?
Wepa.
We feeling powered?
Yeah, man. I saw it twice this weekend. The first time I saw it, it was more the feeling because I saw it at the rave.
Black people, for people who don't know where the rave is, that's where like mad black people go.
Yeah, it was on Crenshaw. Walking into the theater, I saw 4 people I knew. I saw older black people, younger black people just taking pictures all in front of the posters, the ashikis, the whole nine. And that experience in the theater, every seat was filled, every seat, people were standing up, hooting, hollering. The experience to me was what I take away from the first one. And the movie, I saw it, but I didn't like feel it as much until the second time I saw it. And the second time I saw it, it was even better than the first time I saw it.
Okay.
Yeah, Black Panther, man. It's Black Panther holiday.
Black Panther holiday. We went to go see, me and Amarie went to go see it Thursday night with some comics.
It was amazing.
It was fucking dope.
It was so dope.
We didn't have like, it was at the Grove, so that's like very just Hollywood territory for listeners. You know, that's like where you kind of everybody. That's like the big mall in Hollywood. I liked it. I loved it. Not liked it. I loved the film. The movie theater wasn't as crazy. Like we had our crew. We had the energy, but we didn't have anybody. We rode like 13 deep in there.
Yeah.
But the craziest thing that happened was like there was this one white dude who mixed shouting out Wakanda with like that Team America movie, and he was like, Wakanda, fuck yeah. And he did it like...
I would have been like, hell no.
The first one was really good.
That's exactly what I was
The first one, it was really funny, and then he did like 2 more times, and somebody was ready to go like, yo, my man, fuck up.
Well, you know, you brought up craziness. Actually, so I went to the rave to see it, and nothing crazy happened. But when I went to see it at the Grove, I went with a group. Basically, Blavity had my friends have a show on Blavity.
What's Blavity?
Blavity is a blog. I think it stands for Black Gravity. It's basically an all-black millennial blog.
Okay.
They interviewed me one time, and I went there, and it was like basically all black people or people of color working there. No white people, which I thought was odd, because most places, even if they are black,
they'll have
got
one
a white
for
person,
inclusion. Right.
But they sponsored a screening with my homegirls who got a show there called Between Two Sisters. So they brought out like 65, 70 seats in the theater. Ooh. And what the Grove did, they fucked up. They didn't take those seats off the market. So they sold those tickets as well as the tickets we had. So there was a lot of double bookings. 3 people had the exact same seat I had for the exact same showing.
You got the seat though?
Yeah, I mean, because here's the thing, like, all these people, a lot of these people who came were, like, white people, and it was brothers in full-on dashikis and Prince.
And white people was not going to go press them.
Yeah, you know, a nigga ain't about to move, you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You can't full dashiki'd out.
Yeah, maybe for Red Spow or for, Phantom Thread or for what's that? Pattinson or for Vampire Diaries, but we not leaving for Black Panther.
We're not leaving for Black Panther. So the movie started, it took like an hour to start. They had to cut the previews and like... Because they had to sort it out, and like my homegirl who organized it, she from Harlem, she was going in, like, she was screaming at the manager, security had to be called. I thought it was about to be a situation, but this brother named Donnie had to calm everybody down and was like, anybody who wants to get a free ticket, free popcorn, and a refund for this could go to another showing. And once those people started leaving, then we was able to get the show started.
What's his name? Donnie?
His name was Donnie.
That's a good name. Donnie's like, don't worry, Donnie take care of it. That's a good name.
Yeah.
Like Donnie always take care of it.
Handle it.
Yeah, Donnie could handle it. He got it.
He got it. Yeah, and then my boy, he got tight because there was no previews of black movies during Black Panther. It was like all white movies. He was like, what, they get no other black? I was funny, but
what other black movies are coming out this year?
Yeah, of course not. There's only like 2. So
major studio.
We got Tyler Perry won't have a movie out till the fall, so we gotta wait.
There was a couple of black films at Sundance, but they're not gonna get it.
They're not gonna get
spot.
They're not gonna get that spot. No, not at all. So Lucena here is from the Bay. There's a connection to that because she actually has worked with the film's director Ryan Coogler. She was in the classic Fruitvale Station. Right?
Yes, I was.
Who did you play in Fruitvale Station?
I played Rose.
Played Rose. And Rose was?
Melanie Diaz, who plays the female lead.
Right.
I play her sister.
She played, what was his name?
Girlfriend.
R.I.P. The girlfriend.
Of Oscar Grant.
Of Oscar Grant. And you played the sister who had all the kids. I do remember that because that house was like... Nobody. It was like you were the babysitter, but like
those are all my kids
in real life.
Yeah, in real life, the real character she really has that many kids.
How many kids was it? Like 9?
It was like 6.
Shit.
But she's great. Shout out to her. She's in Hayward.
You got to meet her and everything.
Oh yeah, we're homies.
Oh, you're home. Okay,
yeah,
dope.
We're
that's
homegirls. It was
so
actually really cool for me to be around. To this day, we're homegirls. But yeah, no, I definitely had the privilege to work with him. But I definitely don't want to like give any shine to myself. It has
Give
like,
some shine to yourself. No, it's about you, the guest for the day.
I know, but it's not. I don't want to like jump
Flex on him. Come on,
anybody's
Lucena.
hype. You know what I mean? But not hype. But like, it's a fact. Was able to be in line with him in his first breakout project, which wasn't a great experience. But I just want to talk about him and talk about what he's doing. And
we want to talk about you.
No, I know. But in that sense, I very much respect him, and everyone definitely go support his films and any of his visions that he makes into reality. Like support him because definitely comes from a very authentic place. He's extremely talented, visionary, and just a cool all around dude.
He killed it. I thought the visuals were great, the themes, the dialogue that I'm not sure the outside world didn't have an understanding about the black Americans and Africans, that whole conflict that's been around since slavery. And us feeling like outsiders, Africans feel like we don't know our culture, but we want to learn the culture, but y'all don't help us. There's just a lot of that, and I think that was put on full display for the world to watch and witness.
No, and it's
I thought Michael B. Jordan was a great villain. I love his motivation.
I couldn't even call him a villain.
Not even villain, because he says no. He says I'm an antagonist. He doesn't call himself a villain because antagonists, people don't see what they're doing is wrong. He thinks his way of thinking is right because it's taking back something. It's empowering people in a way, even though it's a more violent route. But violence is necessary sometimes,
I'm not even going to say he thought he was right. I think he was right. I think...
Yeah, some people agree with. Some people just flat out was like, nah, I'm actually what Killmonger's doing. Fuck the T'Challa shit.
I think what it was saying was that his methods of going about it was wrong. Because that's basically what T'Challa did it. Well, not to give anything away. When y'all see the film.
Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert. It's spoiled. That milk is rotten right now.
Yeah.
Those girls in the theater were going crazy every time he got on the screen.
Yeah.
Losing their
Michael B. Jordan is that dude now. Like when he takes off his shirt, girls want to see his chest in the movie. Like I remember, when I was growing up, it was Will Smith. It was who else?
Denzel didn't really take his shirt off.
Yeah, he never had that body. He never had that chest body.
He was able to get away
he's
with
handsome too.
Right, y'all like his face. He dressed up nice, but he never had.
He never had to take his shirt off like to get the screen.
Wesley was definitely that.
Yeah,
was definitely
Morris
that dude.
Chestnut.
Yeah,
Morris Chestnut.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to think who
our intern is like, yes, bitch, but she's being silent because she can't talk.
Shout out to
all the good
Rob, you can talk.
You can chime in.
Got some suggestions of who was sexy with their shirt off?
Channing Tatum, right?
You know, I actually have a funny story about that.
Which one?
Should I?
Okay. Yeah.
My ex, I'm bisexual, and my ex, I dated him for 3 years, and he showed me Boys in the Hood.
Okay, that's a classic right there.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I watched it. I cried through the whole movie.
It's hard not to.
Okay, and then I went to sleep. I went home to go to bed, and I couldn't sleep because I was still crying about it. I told my ex the next day, I was like, I cried myself to sleep over Boys in the Hood. And he goes, oh, that's just because you saw Morris Chestnut die.
That's funny.
Just broken up because it's not Morris Chestnut.
Right. No. Young Ricky. I mean, look, that scene is so like. It's hard for black people still to stomach to this day. Like whenever we watch that film, all of us always feel like, man, what if he had just made a left or a right or did a rollover? Like, or he shouldn't have even been playing with the fucking milk box in the first place. Like his street smarts was just gone that day. Like what do you just saw these dudes pull up on you and you want to go fucking play scratch off? Like, nigga, what are you doing?
You know what's funny though? I got a similar story because when I first saw it, I was like 8 or 10, and my mom was teaching. She was teaching based off of Boys in the Hood, like to students. So we watched it. And I remember in the middle of the night, I woke up crying, and my father was like, what's the matter? And I had eaten some pizza before I saw Boys in the Hood, and I threw up on him. He was like, what the fuck? I was like, I'm sorry, I saw Boys in the Hood. They can't hear me. Fuck them LA niggas. I'm scary. We're in Brooklyn. Fuck them niggas. It was crazy.
You wasted the pizza.
Wasted my money.
Wasted good pizza.
And ruined his good shirt. That was his favorite in-house shirt. That's dope. So, Ricky, like I mentioned before, Ricky, so you were director, producer, writer, right? You wear many hats.
A couple of hats.
Wear a couple hats right now.
I tried to stand up a couple times.
You have dabbled. You have dabbled. How's that? How'd that go for you?
I feel like it's a necessary craft for anybody who wants to do comedy, whether you're doing like improv or comedic acting or writing comedy.
Right.
But it's a certain, you have to be cut from a certain ilk to be like a
professional.
A professional, yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Like, especially since a lot of people use stand-up as a platform to get to movies. You get what I'm saying? Like, I didn't know Craig Robinson was a stand-up till like Nick told me, and I was like, yeah, because he doesn't go back to the stage ever. You get what I'm saying?
Well,
But
he still performs. He does improvs.
He has a little piano segment.
He's not like a big theater touring comic, but he does improvs. He works comedy clubs every now and then. You know?
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
All right. Well, maybe Craig's not a good example. There's a lot of comics. Like, we haven't seen Sandler go back to like doing a special and stuff like that.
Yeah, he's just started touring, but yeah, I don't know. Yeah, he definitely, his last special was like in '95 or some shit like that. But he went 20 years without going on the road. He didn't try to do stand up again until they did Grown Ups.
Yeah, which is crazy because they're like, I don't think somebody like a Chris Rock would go more than like a year without touching the stage once.
I agree. Yeah.
So it's definitely a different craft. Very different side of storytelling, but I enjoy it.
Yeah. So actually, that kind of segues into this next thing I wanna bring up. So Reek works with this was a content site called Mel Magazine. They put out videos and they do really cool stuff. And Reek got like a lot of rain right now. He's becoming a powerful man at that place. For reasons why I'm not gonna share over this in case anybody from Mel listens to this shit.
They probably listening right now.
Right. But Reek wrote this article where he was comparing comedians to rappers in like same career trajectories to a sense. So it was about 5 of the 10 comics that you had. We had Chris Rock is Jay-Z. So Chris Rock is like the Jay-Z of comedy. Okay. Similarities is because both are Brooklyn born. They've been at the top of their game or top of the field, or at least mentioned in the top for at least 20 years. They've very consistent albums or specials in that sense. So like
and you kind of bars is crazy,
and their bars is always crazy. Like you always can get something deep from both of them in that jewel factor, and they're just like OGs now. It's like almost in an untouchable light.
Yeah,
at the top of the field,
and they're still great.
They're still great. They just put out projects. Chris just had a new special. I don't know if you watched Tambourine yet.
It's so good.
It's really, I really like it. I think it's a very, very, very dope special. I think Chris is still sharp, as ever. I mean, sometimes people like I've already heard some of my comic friends are like, but he ain't performing the same, he ain't moving the same. He tried his little intimate shit. I'm like, look, you want Chris's old shit? Watch his old album.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like, go watch his old specials.
Like, can a person
He's
evolve?
growing.
Can somebody change? Like, just because someone changes doesn't mean that it's not a good thing. Exactly.
Right.
Like people evolve, they change.
So
I like the one with you have a comparison with Cat and Cat Williams and DMX.
Cat Williams and DMX. So both of them, when they were at the top of the top, nobody was hotter than them for the 5 years. And because people feel so real, the streets feel so connected to them. They like the most authentic motherfuckers. But then obviously they have a lot of issues off the stage, off the album.
Nonsensical shit. Like, why did Cat Williams fight a 13-year-old?
Or DMX put a fucking cop light on his car and pretend like he was the police. They both have done some weird shit. Drugs have been an issue with them.
He went crazy in Oakland.
Right.
One time, he went crazy out there.
You got a story?
Yeah. He was just talking. It was, I believe, at Oracle, which is in Oakland, and he was just talking mess to to the audience. It was like crazy. Like he was just to the point where I don't know if it was but basically I don't know if it was. Basically, a known artist from the Bay Area, one of the known artists from the Bay Area jumped on, basically to protect, hey, get off.
Right.
Get off the stage.
But he was doing stand-up?
He was doing stand-up, but he just, went off on a tangent and was talking crap to an entire audience in Oakland. And it's number one.
That's bold.
You got balls. You know what I mean? And you probably weren't in your right mind.
Right.
You know what I mean? Also, too, from another perspective, I understand comedians talk shit and all this other stuff, but I think there is a line, especially if you have an audience that paid to come see you.
Right.
To some
they spend
degree,
money.
you need to respect, and you need to have that line of respect, which the respect was gone to the point where people were like, boo,
fuck this nigga.
Get him off the stage.
It don't matter how big you are, man. You any night, man, you can get it to you.
Yeah, you know what I mean? But,
So
that was but that's funny.
Yeah. So we also have Kevin Hart and Drake, because they're the most popular, and some people hate on them, but both get really hated on in their respective professions. But they are the most popular because the whole world fucks with them. Kevin is global. Drake has fan bases from all types of ethnicities. Everybody goes to Kevin's shows. social media. They both got it on lock. They just keep doing cool shit and they just keep dropping shit. And it's like they move kind of the same.
They are the most popular, and they do have some critical success, but it's not like unanimous.
Right. Like
Drake don't got the classic album,
right?
And Kev, I think, lacks the unanimous classic special.
He might have had a couple great specials, but some people don't want to give him a classic.
Yeah,
it depends on you ask, but yeah.
How would you guys feel if it crossed though? Like if there was comedians that began rapping, and then rappers became comedians. Like
Mike Epps did a good rap album.
He did.
It was a funny comic album. He had a big girls, big everything. Like it was kind of cool.
But like on some serious, or would you consider
Donald
Glover?
Donald Glover, he's in that boat who can do it all.
Okay, yeah. Oh, that guy. I cannot march with March 3rd. I think it's a premiere.
I think his weakest craft is stand up because he never really put the time in it. He says this on camera, so like it's not nothing. I just know watching the specials, I just didn't think he was that funny. Yeah. But what I did give him the respect was that shit. He had enough balls and confidence to wing an hour even if he didn't really have one, because he never really toured and worked the clubs like that to get your shit tight. But Comedy Central throws him a check for a half hour and an hour special. It's like, shit, what are you gonna do? I'm gonna get through an hour the best way I know how.
Let me get all the best writers.
So, and I feel like...
You know what I mean? Let me get the best writers out here.
Paul Mooney in here.
And seeing how he's been on Atlanta and all this other shit he's doing, I'm convinced if he actually put the time in and probably got like a nice little team of writers, he could probably put out a really funny stand-up special. I just felt like he just didn't have the time to work on it, so it just looked... It was just a bad watch for a comic watching it, but he's so brilliant, he could probably do that too.
I enjoyed it because at the time when it came out, I was like a fan of his from his internet videos
and Community.
And definitely I watched Community because of him, and I stopped watching him when he left.
Damn.
So I think I was just, there wasn't enough on him at the time because Hollywood they wanted to do something with him, but they didn't figure out what it was yet. Right. So just watching the special was like, all right, if I could get Donald for an hour, even if it's not perfect, I'm gonna be satisfied with it.
Gotcha.
But yeah, it is probably like the weakest aspect, and it's like because he didn't. Yeah. He was more of an improv guy.
He's more an improv guy. Yeah. He's a comedic actor. I mean, and it all translates. Like I said, he has the skill set, the tools to do it because he got through doing a half hour, then an hour special when he really didn't have the time.
And you can't really skip those steps as a stand-up.
For sure.
And that's a huge other point that I going into entertainment, being an actress, and doing that stuff like. So currently, Amarie's part of the show too, but there's a show that I'm on called Laugh Tracks. It's on True TV. Right now, it's Cypher Sounds is the host. I'm one of
shout out to Cypher.
Yep, I'm one of the principal characters
in the vignettes.
We bring the narratives to life.
Right.
So it's like a very in living color kind of SNL kind of cast that you have. So for instance, if I'm not playing a lead, then I'm in supporting, and vice versa, and they switch the characters, which was an amazing experience.
Every other day, it's either you or Jasmine Lee in a
it's like so they switch us up all the time, which has been a phenomenal experience. Me growing up on in living color reruns, it's very staple for me, but. Along the way, and Amarie has been actually a very big...
You more than Mad TV.
No, but she's been a very big pusher. Yeah, she's been a very big pusher for me because she was like, girl, I'm going to need to get you on stage. I'm going to need to get you on stage to be a comic. And to me, like, I'm, and Amarie can be I'm witty. Like, it just comes
you
like...
hold your own in the conversation.
Yeah, in the conversation.
She has an opinion about things. And that's the first thing in comedy. You got to have an opinion, a point of view on something. And she's funny.
Yeah.
She be cracking me up all the time. I'm like, just try it.
Yeah, and she says, just try it.
Give it a wing.
Little wing. And I want to get up there and just speak because sometimes it's just, and that's the reason why I have media background, but because I love to just kind of speak and have my opinion. But for me to cross over from being an actress into a comedian right now, I would consider it a disrespect for me to just assume that I could just get up on stage and be like hooda hooda hoo woo wop and say something, you know what I mean, and think it's funny. No, it's an art. There is a formula. There's a way, and you need to respect the art. Just how I feel like if you a comedian, and just because you a comedian, you think you can act. You can't.
Nah, bro.
There's a lot of comedians that can't act out here and can't switch over. And when they try, to me, it's like you're disrespecting my craft, bro.
A lot of
that's how I feel about it.
People's favorites who blew chances because they couldn't read off a page.
Or they just can't convey the emotion. There's so much more to acting.
Yeah, we're talking about acting like dramatic acting. Yeah,
dramatic acting to comedic acting. I have full range. Obviously, like you guys know, one of my first, I was another prior to that, but that was one of my biggest projects, and it was a very serious film.
Absolutely.
Which was, you know what I mean?
What film?
Fruitvale.
Oh,
Yeah, it was a very
so high.
which was no, it's okay. No, but it was a very serious film. You know, I did other short films before that, but that, you know, so from there, doing a serious film, having to go through those auditions, which were the audition piece was very serious, to now going into comedic acting, like that's something that I decided to come to. I need that range, that full range as an actor. So before I can even cross into another world, I can appreciate your world and I love it. And I could tell you like, I didn't like that or like this. But for me to cross over into those worlds, like I just tell people like respect those crafts. Just because you got 500,000 followers, you know what I mean? Like a lot. And then, you know, we were talking about that earlier when we were meeting, like you can't just, your social media has an influence now, but you can't just cross into a world because you make a couple people laugh in a room. You don't know jack squat about comedians. You don't know that hustle, and it doesn't mean that you have to suffer, but it does mean that you have to put in the time,
put in all
and
the
the hard work, and you have to respect the craft. When you respect the craft will respect you.
Like, you know how when a dude like spits game to y'all and y'all feeling him and like your pussy gets wet on the inside, but y'all don't want to tell him, like my comedy pussy just got wet right there because
your comedy,
my comedy pussy just got wet. If I had one.
Did your I'm sorry, I'm a hippie from the north. Your chakra right here just go boom.
It went boom. It exploded. That's the sauce shit. Absolutely, you just did that the way you
your
conveyed
chakra,
yourself.
You just went,
oh, I'm shaking right now. Sorry.
Hyperventilating right now.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you because you know we get into so many good shit. I don't want to lose track, but I wanted to ask you, working on independent film, people who don't understand, like that is very different from what the experience on doing something like a Black Panther or a big Hollywood film, because independent is no budget. Like you don't get a trailer when you show up. It is fun. I've done some indies, you know, like you hanging with the people there. It's
like
really just you and a couple people on the camera and shit. You got your director, you know, your actors for that day. Y'all in the little house. You know, you got to send somebody to 7-Eleven and go get shit or whatever, you know, fried chicken we gonna have for lunch.
Well,
like,
sometimes indies are not like there's.
How was that? How was Fruitvale? Like, what was?
I mean, there's levels. You know what I mean?
yeah.
It wasn't that they were going to 7. No, it was proper.
It was proper. Okay,
It was very proper.
Yeah.
It was
SAG.
SAG.
Well, the movie I did was 7.
SAG. No, and a lot of these
That was like
indies
a
are
$100,000
SAG low budget. SAG low budget, but they're proper and you take care. And then you know what? Sometimes you work on a film where you got to do that, but sometimes those are the best films because they come from an authentic place, and sometimes magic happens there when you have like bare to nothing. When you have nothing and you're down there, you're gonna make it happen. And when you can do that and it manifests and it's love, light, and pure intention from everyone, a masterpiece can be created. So don't ever get a part of the hype and I gotta have a trailer, I gotta have this, I gotta have that, I gotta have that. No, all you need to focus on the art. The art always comes first. A lot of people don't think that, like, the art, respect the art. If you respect the art will respect you, and the universe will respond. You know what I mean? It's all about the art.
How did you respond when Michael B. Jordan was in the room? Were you kind of like, were you able to just focus and really just get these scenes? Like you was intent? It was no like, goddamn, he's like, you know.
No, I don't do that. Like do that? Me, nah.
We gotta find somebody you fawn over.
No. I mean, I don't do that. When I were in a professional setting, like I worked in sports media before I had a show up north.
So you dealt with.
Yeah, and I've dealt with athletes my entire life since I was 8. Fresh out of high school, I started working for the Oakland Raiders.
Damn, I was about to say 8. I was like, whoa, what happened at 8? I was like,
no,
she was a Raiderette.
I was a Raiderette. I cheered for the
Wait, what?
Yeah, I was a Raiderette, so I cheered for Oakland. You know what I mean? My older sister cheered for Oakland. My older sister, you know, worked for the Raiders too. So I've been around that world, and and then I had sports media, and then just media. It doesn't impress me, and to me, I don't prop the word, like what you would say. I don't shit where I work. You know what I mean?
Shit
so at the end of the day, it was a very, even in film, and it happens all the time.
So
you know,
a director shouldn't cast you if you're trying to smash.
No, absolutely not. And if the director, I have lost a role. I have lost a role because I didn't want to keep going on chemistry dates.
Damn.
Let's not even get into that.
I'm not even gonna get into that. That's a whole.
Lucena, you opened a nice big kind of worm. We had to get into it.
Yeah, no, but what I'm saying,
chemistry date. I didn't even know that was a thing. Rick, have you taken actresses out on chemistry dates?
So what I'm saying is,
I've not participated in the chemistry dates, but I do know there are a lot of directors. I mean, me personally, I try to keep it professional, just because.
Rick wait to the rap party to try to smash.
Which is actually, that's funny. Well, that's funny. Actually.
You got a rap party story?
No.
Come on, let's get this.
I
is
wanna-
fun.
I
But that's
wanna-
funny.
I wanna-
That's
do it for the culture.
No,
Come on.
do it for the culture. No, but it does. I mean, that's funny. It does
Yeah.
happen. I've seen it happen.
I mean,
you
it's
know.
the rap party. We finished. The work is done.
You done.
The
You
work is
professional.
done.
Stuff happens, but like I mean, as a director, it's always best to like try to keep that out of it because it's gonna fuck you up. There's too many other things to be thinking about
Right.
on the set. Than that.
Right.
And then like you just don't want to hang something like that over like an actress's head because actors are like mad emotional.
Yeah,
and you can
people's
say
feelings
something
get
to them
hurt.
that could just fuck their whole. And don't even have to be sexual. It could just be like, I don't like the way your hair's looking today. And now they thinking about their hair instead of thinking
And it's
about
like,
the
when I
scene.
see
But
him,
again,
is it 'cause
as
he
an
hated my hair. It's like,
Yeah.
No, but as an actor, again, you need to have thick skin.
right.
Sometimes I won't get a role not because I didn't act well or I didn't kill the audition. It could just be like it could be the smallest things. It could be she's too tall,
Yeah.
but she's brilliant and she killed that audition. But that's what I'm saying. When you're in acting, you have
They
to
teach you
have
to book the room because maybe they'll keep you in mind for something else.
exactly. But you have to have thick skin. Once
Yeah.
you go in, you release and you let it go and you walk away. And because it could be the smallest things. And if people, you don't treat an actor like they're fragile because actors are not fragile. A real actor has to connect with emotion. And if a real actor knows that, then they know how to control emotion sometimes. And at the end of the day, they need to understand and know what world they're getting into. So never treat an actor as if they're fragile. You treat an actor as if they are an actor. They're supposed to create your vision and bring it to life. And that's it. Point blank,
You
period,
sound like a
dot, the
thespian.
end.
Where you go to school?
Huh?
You sound like a thespian.
James
That's
Logan.
There you go.
James
Amarie, have you ever had that?
Cal State
where
East Bay.
They want to take you out for chemistry dates? How
Well, see, here's the thing. Going
in
back
comedy
to,
yeah.
Well, no, not in comedy. In comedy, I book my own shit. I don't really.
Yeah.
I told you I don't really even ask people to get on their shows. It kind of just happens. Oh, you having this show? It happens organically. But as far as the chemistry dates, we were on the same project together when that happened. So I mean, it's ridiculous. It happens all the time where. People feel, especially guys, that they're doing something that girls have to cave in, and you have to start dating or something like that happens. And funny enough, one of the girls that was on the project with us started dating him to get the role.
And she didn't
Well,
get
she
it?
just-
She didn't get it?
Well, no, this is the thing.
It's just like, and it's also too, if you're and we can go deep into this and it should be because all that stuff is going around.
So yeah, speak on it.
Number one, it's a disrespect, you know what I mean? Because the way that I see about it, also too, whoever's in power, some of these people, like directors or creatives or writers or whatever they want to call themselves, they want to create a project. Some of those people do it because they just want to feel powerful over somebody.
Power
It
trip.
has nothing to do with the art. It's just power trips, and it's just seeing who they can bend their will, because in their life they probably ain't shit, or they're probably getting run over. So this is their way of doing that. And in my experience, I have experienced that. And the only reason why we decided to keep going with this project is because it was an all Latino cast.
Yeah.
So to me, but we were making it into a show that it wasn't, we didn't want to say that it was a all Latino cast.
Right.
We just wanted to say that it's
A show that would happen to be with people of the Latino background.
exactly what happens
like
to
Black
be,
Panther.
or
Right.
kind of like
It's
the
just
Cosbys. You know what I'm saying?
movie.
Like, it's just a show that happens to have an all Latino cast.
Exactly.
So for me, and I was playing the lead. I was the lead. I was the lead female, and as an actress, my job is to show up to set, even if I've never met you and I'm going to play your sister. My job as an actress is to show up to set and convey that immediately.
Yep.
Right.
Point blank, period, dot, the end. Done. I don't got to go on no chemistry dates. Of course, if I have a husband, I ain't tripping. Like, let's go have dinner, let's talk. But when you're like, why are you being weird around me? Or like when you're talking about like you want to do more, or I'm supposed to give you more and have more chemistry, bro, lights, camera, action, I will give you all the chemistry you need at that moment.
Yep.
Because I am a professional actress.
That's what's up.
And that's how you define. So if any females that are listening to this, or even males, dude, even males
Males go
out
through
here,
that too. They've
males
been
go
going
through
through
that
that too.
If you
The
were
younger ones too.
If you were in this realm you need to understand and you need to love your craft and you need to perfect your crafts because your job is to make a vision come to life, however you want to interpret it. So if you go and someone's like, yeah, but I'm going to need to kick it with you or I'm going to need to do this with you. Skirt. Because at the end of the day, it's dumb. And the only reason why I already knew that it was kind of like, but it was like smoke and mirrors, right, Amarie? Because sometimes they'll throw real big names at you. We had a real big name associated to that. That's a real big name in the Latin world that I've been growing up watching my whole life. So when I saw that, I was like, wow, like this is gonna happen. Like, well, let me just keep going.
It's like the Hollywood dream. Like when you come to Hollywood, I'm like, this is the project. This is what's gonna make me put me on the map, bro.
No, a year,
bro.
A year lost.
8 months.
Well, I mean, we made
a learning lesson.
No,
we became closer as friends because of the project and everything.
Good.
Like,
so you got a friendship out of that.
No, exactly, and not for nothing. Like and then on top of that, like we were doing table read after table read table every week. We were like a show animals, and they would have people come in and watch us do table reads. For what? For what? But at the same time, I knew that. So what I'm saying is always trust your gut because I knew that, but I still kept going with it because at the end of the day, it was an all out, and I really believed in it, and that's what was fucked up about the situation. And at the end of the day, when everything was unraveling, there was just no respect for time. There was just no respect for the energy
out here, man.
and light. Like I gave you my time and I gave you my energy. Respect it because you can't get that back. Nope. And that's why I have a watch. Like I have a gold. This is my quinceañera ring, everybody.
Whoa.
Let me look inside. It says 15 años and it's a gold Rolex. My dad gave me this and it's
a ring.
And it's symbolic. And when I was younger, I didn't understand.
It's a little clock.
It's a roll. Look, it's a rollie. It's like a little roll.
You got a rollie on your finger
no, but it looks like a rollie. The design is like a rollie.
She got a rollie that goes on the finger.
But it's my quinceañera ring. It says quinceaños.
I didn't get shit for my. Well, I don't have.
Yeah, but what I'm saying, and I never take this ring off, but my dad gave it to me.
My family in Cuba killed a pork. Like a little piggy.
Oh, for your quince? Yeah. So, I mean, what I'm saying is that you need to respect people's time and people's energy and not fuck around. Like, and then talking about, we were in a situation where they were talking about like, oh, we need to push merchandise. Okay, so now at that point.
We don't even have to show off the ground yet. The fuck we pushing merchandise?
Exactly. So that's what I'm saying. Don't let nobody corral you. The way it goes is you work on a project, unless it's your own project.
Right.
But at the end of the day, so it ended up happening that way, and I just refused, and I literally talked to the dude, and I said, be real with me. At the end of the day, a lot of people ain't real out here. It's just like, because they want to keep you around, and you don't know if you're
see what they
can do.
Mm-hmm.
But with me, and we were talking about this earlier, my perspective is reality.
That's right.
So my reality is my perspective. So if I look at you and I work with you and you become the greatest of all time in the future, and you, I don't know, the universe, like whatever, you could be the best director of the universe award and fly off in a freaking UFO. You know what I mean? Like, I don't care. At the end of the day, my perspective is you did me dirty. I don't mess with you, and I will still always have. So it's never
you're not gonna
slack off
again.
my back.
Right,
you know what I mean? I don't care. There's 1,000 other people out here that are trying to make it. Let's work with people that are genuine, because my formula in life is it has to be love, light, and pure intention.
Okay.
If that is connected, then it's gonna work. If it's any of those things are not in that equation, it's just not gonna work. It's not, and I proved it. And we got so upset over it, and then again, it was so bad. And
it's like a message out there. Anybody who's trying to make do a project, or you guys come out here to LA, it's like there's a lot of scammers. There's a lot of people trying to take
I felt for the big
you.
scam on a visit when I came out here like a couple years ago before I moved. So like, you know, when you don't know anybody, you got no reps or whatever like that, you just be on your Googles. Mm-hmm. And I was like, agent in Hollywood, Then I found some site where some guy was advertising himself, and he was like this old looking white dude in the thing. Mm-hmm. And like, I was reading some comments, and it was like, yeah, I went to go meet with him. He was extremely weird. He whatever, right? But I was like, man, but he might be legit.
Well, that was a Yelp review?
No, it wasn't. I don't know where it was. It was just Google, me just scouring the internet looking for somebody who looked official, right? Because I was green. I actually took 2 buses to go see this motherfucker like somewhere out in like near Culver City. I go to this guy's house. He's this fat old white dude, and he's got like headshots plastered all over the wall, because that's like the trick. They let you know, oh, I have actors in my shit, my clientele.
I'm doing things.
And then then all of a sudden I keep seeing a lot of like Asian women of headshots, and this motherfucker like married, like had a young wife from Thailand.
Yeah, it's
and
nasty.
had mad work.
I'm telling
he
you,
had like
man.
mad Asian
Scammers.
actors overseas, and he
Oh,
might have
dude,
had some
it's
shit
messed
going on in
up.
Thailand, but he was doing some foul shit in there, and he was like
messed up.
$400 for these headshots and
Don't
whatever.
ever pay for headshots.
Don't ever pay with a
if
guy
the
who's an agent,
asks you for
right?
that run.
And I was like this close. I was like, but you know what? He's got working out there.
No,
They're
I'ma
doing-
tell you-
I didn't know anybody, but like, yo, he had like mad little Asian girls in that
That's
fucking room.
whack.
It was so creepy. I was like, what the fuck was I? Was I just in a?
Or maybe they're like 40 years old. Your agents be looking really young.
He could. Yeah, that could have been from '97.
Look at Amarie, half Japanese.
Right.
But what I'm saying, going back to one of your original questions is how I am being around certain people on set. Nah, I don't do that. Like I don't go there because at the end of the day, I open up that floodgate.
Yeah.
I'm allowing that disrespect to come in. You know what I'm saying? Like when I work on set, you are my coworker. Me and you will be. You know what I mean? We will work together. We will do that. I don't look at nobody like that. You know what I mean?
So you're saying that you're at a maturity in yourself as an actress. Like obviously, you know, you're probably gonna do a romantic film at some point. And you can separate the kissing and whatever that requires.
Yeah.
And
I've had to kiss somebody on set, and I've had to have my boyfriend at the time watch it. But I had to explain.
How'd that happen? How'd that go?
It went what? I mean, you know, you with me, you in or you out.
You in or
like
you
at
out.
the end of the day, this is part of my world. This is gonna happen.
Do you have a pillow talk like after like y'all do it and you're like, listen, daddy.
I was
you know,
thinking about
I
you.
was
I was
respectful.
thinking
I
about
was
you.
respectful towards him. I told him, hey, listen, for this scene, I'm just giving you the heads up. That's it. Out of respect. I'm just giving you that. I have to, you know, and if they have any type of like, for me, oh, you ain't gonna do that. You ain't gonna be in my life.
That's it.
Yeah, that's like a part
You're
of
done.
the game.
So Reek,
You're done.
Reek has a really, really good short film that he's taking around. He's trying to do some things with it. It's called Bush Baby. I saw it myself. I thought it was hilarious. He directed it, he wrote it, and he starred in it, and he put himself in it. And his film is a movie about him dating a stripper, right? So they were in a strip club. The female lead, who's very, very charismatic actress and funny girl as well. She's a hot chick, you know. Obviously, Reek, I'm sure you had a lot of emotions and different feelings throughout the course of shooting that
Were you
movie,
able to
right?
contain your
how
feelings?
was Brother Reek able to contain himself in a respectful, professional manner?
Brother Reek was.
Brother Reek was.
Yeah, Brother Reek was. I mean, I took an acting class before that, and like, what's weird about acting classes, I feel like in LA, most of the scenes with the actresses, if they're not playing with another girl, they're like always playing like somebody's girlfriend. So it's like every scene I had with a girl, we had to like make out. And
Okay.
In the acting class?
in the acting class, in
What
front of
acting
people.
class is this?
I know.
Yeah, it was like
Not like
scene
speed
study.
dating.
Scene
Uh-huh.
study.
Scene study.
Yeah, scene study.
Not lip study? You should scene
Yeah.
study?
I mean, there was some lip study in it, but
Okay, yeah.
yeah, I don't know. I guess that kind of like prepared me to like be able to make out with somebody and not catch a boner.
I'm still working on that. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. But I always want actresses. I'm like, listen, I'm still learning how to control getting excited. So like,
You just gotta look at that person as we are subjects.
that doesn't help.
Doesn't
You are
it?
subjects that I want to get a boner for. Like it's really hard.
It's
But
like-
I tell them, I
It's
say,
two
listen.
different entities when it comes to guys. It's them, and then there's their members.
You gotta
I get
understand
it.
the blood that rushes there. It's fucking impossible. Like I put this out on Facebook. I like to write a lot of statuses and gauge reaction, right? And I asked women. I said, when you guys are on the dance floor and a guy dances on you, right? And you know you're single, obviously, so your intent is to dance, and hopefully a dude is on the back dancing on you. Are you disrespected that he doesn't get hard for you? Like, do you feel like does your ego take a bruise if he don't get it up for you, or do you feel disrespected that it got hard on you?
No, I'm. If you don't get up, that's to me. It's cool because it's not gonna be awkward. Like not
Okay.
awkward.
So
it could
so you cool
potentially
with the
be.
boner?
It could potentially.
But you're cool if it happens.
If it happens, well, yeah, it's a human reaction. It's
Right.
like it's you know, it is what it is. But I mean, I'm not gonna look at you differently. But if you don't, I'm not gonna. It has nothing to do with me. It's just.
I feel like if
Has
you
nothing to
don't,
do
you're
with
contained.
How you feel?
I love that. That means you're contained. Like come on, you dance.
Or you just don't. You ain't into me, which is even cooler because I'm not here to be into
I'm
you
just
or
here to
not.
dance,
I'm here
right.
to get
You're
paid
here
and
to
I'm here to
dance.
act.
It depends on the
Well, no, you're not here to get paid to act. When you're in the club, this is about dancing and have a good time. We're not talking about I'm not talking about in the set. I'm talking about in the club.
Awkward.
So it's awkward.
There's no
No.
bonus.
Awkward.
So if you don't get no reaction, you're like, damn, like what's wrong? I'm not hot enough.
No,
like,
but I'm not looking for that.
Yeah,
I just want to dance. Like, can I
I had a
just
couple
dance?
women put on my
I
shit. It
just
was like,
wanna
nah,
dance
this
and not
nigga
worry
better get
about
this shit up
that.
for me. Like,
Was she trying to fuck on the dance floor?
wanna
it's
dance.
not about fucking on the dance floor. It's your ego. It's like,
Yeah, that's
Some
when the
people don't
egos are
feel-
way too high. Like, just relax, bro. It's not that serious.
So girls are out there trying to
That's
bump
too
it.
much
Like
pressure for
tonight,
dudes. Like,
I'm gonna get 4 boners.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
pop
Like
out 4
I'm gonna prepare for 4 boners, and that's
too
how I'm
much
gonna do it.
pressure
You
for
see
you.
a girl
Usually
jumping
bonus
around.
limit.
because the girls
Yeah.
can gauge a bonus limit and decide, you know what, I could probably get them to buy me a drink. Like it's sometimes they playing chess on you. Sometimes they're just in for a natural attraction.
I know. I've been.
Rick, how you
I've gotten.
I don't think we think about it too hard.
You
like
got
that.
twerked on.
I've got
We
twerked
don't
on
think
and
about it
caught a
like that.
boner, and the girl left like right after, and made me feel like a creep right after. And I don't like feeling like a creep.
Right.
So now
But she was bouncing her ass on you, though.
yeah, she was bouncing the ass. Some shit. I
Alright.
felt because when I was younger, I would always catch the boner and be proud of it. Like I'd
Right.
be standing, I like lean into it a little bit.
A trick I used to do when I was like really trying to like control it because it's just really hard for me. I used to like put my dick up and then like like the close in on the
Like a little
jeans,
belt?
so it's like the dick is like up, and then the
the
belt
belly
closes
button?
in. It's like it's kind of there, and then I start dancing, and then you won't feel it. So I'm like I'm good for the night.
Hey, I like that.
Like
And that's
that?
a good sign
Yeah.
if you can belt down your dick.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
it takes a lot of
absolutely.
length.
Tuck it in
Yeah,
the belt.
yeah.
I'm just saying.
But-
God's been good. You know what I'm saying?
I will say this back to the some actresses are harder to be professional with because they are so charismatically and attractive.
Right.
But you still gotta maintain composure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, don't touch.
Yeah.
That's it. No touching, just acting. Like that's I don't know, but that's been my experience, and
Okay.
and it's crazy. You just gotta be strong, and you gotta know why you're doing it. You know, I'm not doing it for no fame. I'm not doing it. I'm just doing it because I truly love the craft. It's a way that it's allowed me to heal in my life from pulling from certain emotions or situations in my life. Like my dad was my first acting coach.
Okay.
Okay, so my dad, helped. He groomed me. You know what I mean? And the thing is like I always try to find a connection with any character that I'm playing, and it's a vein. I call it the vein, and that's what my dad taught me. You try to find a connection and how you can connect with that person, and then through that vein, you're gonna start pumping blood into that character, and that's how you build. And then from there, you start.
Really deep.
I think I'm gonna hit you up when I need a reading partner. Nobody's ever
Yeah,
this
I'm
deep.
sorry. I'm doing it for the culture, right?
Yeah,
I'm doing it
you
for the
giving a lot of
so-
culture talk
Yeah,
right
so
now.
people can listen, and then you just start pumping that into. And sometimes when I identify, say if it's a character that I have to identify with, and something's
Okay.
bad, like in their life or something, or I can like, dang, I feel her on that. Like that's messed up. I've been through a situation like that. Like I pull from that emotion that maybe was probably still bothering me, and I pull it, and then from there I inject it into that character. And when you release that emotion into that character, it's great because now you almost heal, and now me personally, I can't go back to that emotion, that situation,
Right.
use it for another character. See what
Okay.
I'm saying? It's almost like it's done. And now I created this character, and now it's great. You know what I mean? And it's because I've literally have gone into like auditions, or I've literally been on set, and I've literally been like, fuck, man, I'm tripped out about the situation. And then I just focus, and I've gotten those negative feelings, especially if it's a dramatic thing or whatever, and pushed it in there. And I've had amazing breakthroughs. And then I feel light after. So to me, I feel it's a talent that God gave me. So why not use it, not disappoint, and also helps me navigate through life emotionally, because you know, and then it's hard. Like you gotta we carry emotions, and you need outlets, and art has been probably the biggest outlet for me.
How you feel that you work better, and when you're single, and like, because some people think being single can help their focus. Some people think being in a relationship helps their focus, because it's like when you're single, it's like I don't got somebody else giving me stress. Of course, if that last relationship was stressful, but then when you're in a relationship, you're like, okay, well, I have some balance now. I know who I go home to at night. I'm not chasing. I'm not on the streets like that. Like, what do you feel like have you worked better as
Single
in your
or
acting? Yeah.
I've been in relationships. I feel like I work the same because I try to make a good balance of trying to pull from positive
Okay.
and also negative, because if you can, a lot of people say that artists or whatever creatives were tortured souls. You know what I mean? And we're
Yeah.
constantly, to a certain extent, that is very true.
Yeah.
But to another extent, you can't keep pooling. I've always pushed through my pain with art, right? From drawing, painting. My dad was a painter. Like from me doing creative things, but you have to have a balance of both because at one point you become so drained.
Right.
Like it'll drain your light and overall just your light, your aura, like it'll drain you.
Right.
So you got to pull from both experiences. So in answering your question, I've tried not to let that affect me because at the end of the day, I do have goals outside of acting.
Right.
I want to be a mother. I want to have a husband. I want to have a family.
Yeah.
I want to do these things. And if I continue to think that, oh, I'm going to be single and like F men and F this and F that, yeah, you can have those moments. But in reality, I'm doing a disservice to myself and I'm harming myself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So at the same time, I'm just trying to float through life, man, and just gain perspective. And acting gives me perspective of different, gives me perspective in life that I probably otherwise wouldn't experience. And it just makes you more worldly and it makes you more knowledgeable and it allows you to accept and love more, which is the biggest force.
Yeah, same question for you guys.
I mean, I think it depends. I mean, I think when you're single, you're able to kind of like do whatever you want. But when I've noticed a lot of people who are really killing it right now are in relationships and they just focus on putting that energy in one person and their craft. I feel like I like working with people who are in relationships because, especially actresses, because then it's you're not I'm not having to worry about the rest of my crew always trying to hit on them. You get what I'm saying?
No, that's still gonna happen.
Niggas still gonna shoot their shot.
They gonna go in harder.
A man will go as long as far as you allow.
I want to show you these extra shots we got. They look great.
I don't know. I think it's different when there's like a guy there because it's like you put in all that work to try to for something that's more than likely, like this is 85% chance that you're probably not going to have anything happen with that person. If there's like a ring on it, if they're like in a relationship and the guy's like kind of like a presence, then like most guys would be like, yeah, I focus my energy someplace else.
You just have to have self-discipline, integrity, and love for yourself at the end of the day. A lot of people out here, there are females out here that do jump on it and because they feel like they got to do that. But that just on the same time, I mean, not that I want to say I'll say this, people that specifically do that, like specifically go and want to sleep with like people in the industry to get ahead, that is a weakness.
You can't prevent
that is a
from
weakness and
happening.
an
They're gonna do it
insecurity
regardless.
of your own art and and you are not your authentic self.
Aspiring actors
That's
and
how I see
actresses, if
that.
you want to gauge what that looks
That's
like,
how I see
watch
that.
the classic Bowfinger film with Eddie Murphy and Steve Martin. You'll see a lot of that going around. How about you, Amarie? How you feel like you work better when you're single or when you're in a relationship?
No, honestly, I've
Does it make a difference?
It doesn't make a difference for me because my relationships, the ones I've been in, has always been like, that's my friend, that's my rider. We're building together. There's no no jealousy, there's no nothing. It's all love and we're growing together. And so it doesn't affect my life because within a relationship, I have my own life as well. And we're sharing it together. So it's kind of like, it's vibing. It's cool.
Yeah, and I have a something that I'm working on. Eventually, my trajectory. I'm an actress, but obviously, I have ideas. I have storylines. I have ways that I want to film stuff. So eventually, like I want to direct my own stuff. You know what I mean? But like I said, I want to be a master at my craft. You know what I mean? And where was I going with this?
You were just getting deep into your Lucena spiel.
I just get deep into my stuff. But what I'm saying like. If you do have that ride or die, or if you do have somebody in your
it's like
life,
your best friend. It's cool. It's riding. You guys are chilling and growing together, and it's not even you're not pressed on the issue of like, this person's doing this or that. That's toxic relationships, and that's why a lot of people are like, well, I don't want to get in a relationship because they're gonna hold me down.
No, they're not.
Someone who's really there for you is they're gonna empower you, and they're never gonna hold you down. And it's gonna be like,
and they inspire you.
Yeah,
I have like I said, the project that I'm writing out that I have in my mind and that I want to do. It's a love letter to somebody. It's and I don't even think that person doesn't know, but like. That relationship in my life means something. So, and it has inspired me to write it would be my personal love letter to that person through a film. And I probably will never tell that person that. It's just, and maybe until when everything all said and done. And
but you want to express it through your art right now.
But I just want to get that out because it's something that made that chakra.
Yeah.
that chakra blow up and
write it down, put it in a bottle,
and you
just
need
send it in the ocean.
think positive. You know, you gotta show the both realities, you know, of life. You got negative feelings and you got good feelings, and you gotta have balance and you know, and show that and be creative.
Well, let's shift it a little bit. What y'all playing in y'all cars right now? What's what music?
Well, it is All-Star Weekend.
It's All-Star Weekend, right? Right.
There was a shooting at the Le Jardin place that we were gonna go to yesterday.
Last night?
Yes.
Whoa, let me tell you something. NBA, can we talk about NBA? It was crazy.
Y'all, you know, these girls are very, very hot. I don't know if you guys have looked at the pictures.
Not right now. Don't be looking at me.
Y'all look crusty as hell.
But at night, when it's like 11, 12 o'clock, they in their bad bitch outfits. Yes. And they hitting the clubs.
I'm bad right now.
Shiny.
I'm glad that y'all are dressed down right now so that we can look at y'all.
always dress down.
And I feel
I always dress down. I love dressing down.
Dressing down is beautiful.
Yes. I've noticed Amarie's dressed down.
No, but it was crazy.
When I first before I started to like really get cool with Amarie, like every time I see her perform, she always used to have like a flannel on or some shit like that. Like I'm like, nigga, every time I see you, is that your stage outfit? Like,
yo, we got flannels on deck.
Flannels on
deck. Dude, we were gonna go to I'll go to the club in my Vans. Like, you know what I mean? I'm at a point now where I'm just like, I'm here to dance. And I just want to have a good time. But
get into this.
The music.
What you listening to?
But you got right now, like for real, like that Kendrick Lamar though.
The Black Panther soundtrack.
Yes. Come on.
I must salute.
What's your favorite joint?
Kendrick.
Salute TDE for real.
What was up with Future on that track? The Miss Me With That Bullshit. Why was he that? Like that shit was horrible. I was on stage the other night talking about that.
You could cut that verse and it'd still be a banging song.
It's a banging song, but that Future shit was horrible. Like it sounded like somebody put a finger up his ass and like start making him saying like sing now. Like it was, I don't know what he was
He's
horrible.
just trying to expand his horizons.
But
he's trying to hit that falsetto.
I like the Pray For Me song. I like.
He should have got the hell no.
With The Weeknd. I like the Pray For Me track. I
that
like.
One's good. Yeah.
Paramedic is good. It's a start to finish type of album, and it's bringing back the soundtrack. Remember how like the '90s had so many dope soundtracks to movies?
Ooh, yes.
Space Jam and fucking Waiting to Exhale and Set It Off and Friday and Boomerang and all this. Like,
My boy Steve's movie had a good soundtrack, and Nas EP'd it.
Which
soundtrack.
one was this?
It's called The Land. It didn't get a lot of looks, but like it had like really good original music from like Pusha, and it was like really well put together.
Okay. Yeah, no, Belly soundtrack. Remember Belly?
Belly had a good soundtrack.
Belly, that's the one.
Shit, you know?
That's the one for sure.
Maybe because it's more, now we're getting more black films.
It might happen.
That has to come part of it.
The wave might come back with, the soundtrack.
Culture.
Damn, I miss soundtracks, man. Soundtracks were important.
Love Jones had a great soundtrack.
Love Jones, Rush Hour. Rush Hour had the Drew Hill shit. And Jay-Z, Can I Get A?
Can I Get A what?
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
So
How to Be a Player?
How to Be a Player. That's Def Jam produced soundtrack. Yeah. There was a Cam and Mace record called Casanova. It's with Lil C's on How to Be a Player.
Is there a soundtrack prior to that you guys think that you can compare?
American Gangster was good, the Jay-Z concept shit.
Ooh, yes.
That's one of Jay's best albums.
Soundtrack that was like a Jay-Z album that just so happened to be with the film. Because like this one,
right.
It's like what's great about it is like Kendrick is like the main like creative vehicle.
It's like presents.
But
he
but
gave mad features out.
Yeah, like all these features are great. Like I didn't know about that group from the Bay, the SBC, RBK or whatever. Like
right.
I started looking at looking them up. Yeah.
Heartbreak Kids?
No, not Heartbreak Kids. The ones who did Paramedic.
Oh,
I had to start looking them up or whatever. He got Khalid on a few tracks.
Khalid, he's good. He's an R&B singer, right?
Yeah.
I like Khalid.
Absol got a great track on there.
Yeah, I feel like he should have. He had some buzz a couple of years back. I feel like he hasn't like.
He's too weird for the mainstream, man.
He's just too weird for niggas.
He was talking about the third eye and like chakras and all of that.
Oh yeah.
Yo, Lucena, the chakra.
Man, people. That's the thing. Like, people need to start elevating their state of consciousness.
Yo,
you know what I mean?
Need to
and not be afraid of that.
Some crystals.
What's that? What's the chakra?
I got a picture.
Chakras is the alignment. Well, he'll show you. Yeah, it's chakra. So it's just keep.
We don't have enough time to probably get into that.
Yeah. But what I'm saying is like. I don't know, man. You just got to see past, like, touch a tree, man, one day, or
hug a tree,
or look at a flower or something. It's art's personal gallery for us.
Yeah, I'm not.
No, I mean, I don't know. I just feel like we get caught up with
I never take care of plants. Yeah,
we get caught up with everything that's being fed to us, media wise, television wise, all the stuff that people need to like really just appreciate, like the
The earth.
The earth, and there's more. There's more stuff.
Beautiful things.
What are the
that
simple, beautiful things?
like the air we breathe, the sky,
air we
the beautiful things,
Like
life. Like,
look
we
at
don't
it.
appreciate it enough. Just chill the fuck out.
Chill out.
Yeah, just chill, have fun, and at the same time, it's about balance. You need to see past like skyscrapers, see past all this stuff. Like one day, just sit there and just forget about what's going on and really, because technically we can live. We don't need. Yeah, those are chakras right there.
That looks like a mushroom trip. What you guys are describing sounds like a mushroom
It's just
trip.
stuff that's been going around for thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of years. So you need to know that.
You do
obviously,
yoga, do spiritual healing?
me?
Yeah.
Yoga, yeah.
Yoga?
I'm into yoga
Cool.
and stuff like
I
that.
did tantric one time.
Really?
It was intense.
Oh.
What is
Yeah,
tantric?
I'm very flexible.
Yeah, but I mean, it's just basically learning how to center yourself, learning how to control your emotion, learning how to just be love and light at the end of the day, which is kind of what everybody needs to be, you know? I mean, not be, but I just feel like
All right. That's the level. That's the wavelength
Well,
we could
honestly,
be on.
all
That's
the
the
stuff
wavelength,
that's going
yeah.
on.
That's the frequency you gotta be
in
on.
society right now. All the stuff that's going on.
We could touch on that
more of that.
right before we wrap. We could touch on the shooting real quick. So, like another school shooting, unfortunately, happened in Florida, somewhere in Florida this past weekend.
it's crazy, man.
Anybody have a possible solution theory to this gun law shit? Like, what should we do?
I'm gonna say this, man. You don't hear about these in hood schools, and that's because hood schools got metal detectors.
Right.
And, you know, growing up, there was always, like, a thing in communities, like, we need to get these detectives out of the school, treating the kids like they going to prison.
Yeah.
And mind you, they are, you know, but I think that until we figure out the gun control policies, then we're going to have to put metal detectors in all schools.
But that's
all schools.
horrible because that's what they want you to do. And again, like you just said, it's like going to school. It's like going to
Jail or
It's
some
like
shit.
going to jail. And not only are you doing that, but it's like, what message, what signal is that sending to somebody? You know what I'm saying? Like,
That life can get taken, so y'all need to,
not
vet this
just
shit
that,
out.
but if you go to a place of education that looks like a prison and they treat you like you.
But what if the rest of the
it's
school is nice?
that's not
Just
a
that
healthy
entrance
thing.
is just
that's
the
not
prison
a healthy
shit.
thing for any. It's not a healthy thing for the culture.
Nah.
I mean,
culture.
I
not
get
a
what
healthy
you're-
thing.
I get what you're saying, but it also is like, okay, so where do we start? Like,
Right.
there's something that needs to be done.
There needs to be gun laws. There needs to be
Well,
the
yeah,
people
the
that
gun
do
laws,
that. You
yeah.
are considered a terrorist,
Have
a
you ever
domestic
seen-
terrorist.
Have you ever seen
Hell
the
no.
film The Dirties?
The dirties.
The Dirty, I need to check it out. It's this indie film. It was at Slam Dance a few years ago. And basically, the writer-director stars in it, and he plays a high school kid. Him and his boy, they make these films or whatever in school, and they're getting bullied and picked on by a group of bullies called the Dirties. So they make a film about you know, these guys killing the Dirties. And as the film progresses, the main character ends up actually shooting the Dirties in the school. But he's like, he wears a shirt like, I'm only here for the bad guys. And it gets into the psyche of like why, you know, people do these mass shootings and whatnot. And a lot of it, the issue is bigger than like the government and like a lot of the gun control laws. It's really a societal issue dealing with like bullying and like how we treat one another and how we just.
But the government's
pay
still
attention.
profiting though off of all this violence
man,
and stuff.
like
I mean,
We get, it's
That's
too
why
deep, so we
President
don't have enough time to touch on everything. So I know it really gets us going with that because there's just so many
layers.
ways you can look at it.
Something needs to change. Something needs to happen, you know, because this
Absolutely.
is getting, you know.
So
People know what to do. That's the thing, though. People know what to do. People have the solution. In Canada, it was the same thing, man. Like they I think they had like school shootings. They changed the gun laws. There hasn't been a school shooting since then. People know what's up. People just acting here dumb because it's all about money and it's all about investor and what you can do for me. He didn't even our president, if you want to call him that. He didn't even like address gun laws when he addressed the situation. Why? Because he's probably getting cashedout.com on the back end.
Cashedout.com.
You know what I mean? On the back end with them, and he has to stay aligned with them. So it's people know what's
They gotta
up.
feed each other's
People just
pockets.
need to start acting right and do the right thing, man.
So-
just
so-
do the right thing.
So definitely want people to follow you. How can they follow you? What projects do you have going on coming? You know,
Well,
you can
right
let
now
let
I
the people
have.
know.
Right now I'm working. Right now I'm with Laugh Tracks. It's on air right now. It's on True TV. It's really
You guys know if
really
you're doing a
funny.
second season?
I don't. We haven't gotten
gonna get
confirmation,
picked, it's gonna
but
get
I
released.
really have a positive vibe about it, and I really think it's good. And and if it happens, I just can't wait to be back on set because the dynamic that we have, the actors, it's like a family. So it's love, light, and pure intention, and we're all out here rocking it, and that's how it was.
Yeah.
So Laugh Tracks on True TV every Wednesday at 11 p.m.
Okay.
Check it out. Cypher Sounds is the host, and I'm part of one of the the ensemble cast or the cast.
How can they follow you?
They can follow me. Everything is Lucena 21. That's LUCENA 21. Wherever on all platforms.
Cool. Reek, what you got going up? What's going on? How can they follow you?
So to see Reek consistently every week, if you follow the Mel Magazine Facebook page, which is MEL Magazine, we release TLDR videos, which are like these small comedic like summarizations of the magazine articles and pop cultural movements and events. So you can check me out there. You can also follow me on social media at Reek Speaks. I'm currently
Spell that in case people can't spell Reek.
R-E. There are a lot of people who cannot spell in America.
Yeah.
REEKSPEAKS.
He seems like he was struggling to spell it his own
I was
self.
like, I added more letters than it needs to be. But you can follow me there. I'm also developing a couple of projects. Developing a feature right now and a television series, which are like longer form things. But yeah, follow me for updates. I'm in these streets.
He's in these streets.
Yeah.
Brother Reek. Amarie,
Yes.
what's up?
I got a show on
Remember,
Tuesday.
this episode comes out Thursday, so
never mind, guys. You won't be able to see it. Yeah, you guys can follow me on Amarie_comedy on Instagram.
okay.
Yeah.
And she's back on Twitter. You can tell people that you back on
He
Twitter.
put me on it though. Like he was like,
I'm trying to get her to promote the shit.
he's like, you got 3,000 followers. Why aren't you on Twitter?
Yeah,
I'm like,
why aren't you following it and why aren't you retweeting my stuff?
Right.
see what had happened was, I'm back on Twitter too.
You're an influencer,
Comedy.
right? You got to influence. Get your Twitter influencing back.
Yeah.
Whatever. All right. I got a show on the 23rd, but all I know is that I'm getting $100 for it. I don't know any other information, so I can't give you guys anything else. But if y'all want to follow me, it's at Nick of Comedy, NICKOF Comedy, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Snapchat, Black Panther, Mi Gente,
Latina, that's right.
Jude,
Say something
and
with
now
your
Wakanda and Wakanda site. Nick.
Say something.
Who's it?
Arriba. Okay. At Nick of Comedy. I'm Nick Alexander, man. This is for the culture. I don't think we have enough time to make anybody rap today, so maybe if we have them back, they'll drop some bars on the mic. We'll do a little freestyle.
Hey.
Hey. So be good. Peace.